This segment is sponsored by Alice Law. The holidays are coming quickly, and you may be planning to get together with family and friends. Your aging parents may seem a bit different to you. After all, lots of us haven't seen our parents, some of us in up to 2 years because of the pandemic. Tim Alice is here now from Alice Law to talk about the difficult conversations that may be happening during the holiday season in a lot of families. Good to see you, Tim.
Thanks, Catherine.
Talk a little bit about that. You know, that time, the pandemic has really, I guess, helped in some ways families to identify children in their parents, this loss of something, right?
Right, yeah, so we're used to our parent being the hero, right? And all of a sudden when we start to see them with diminished mental capacity, they can't get around the house as well anymore, we start to wonder, what should I do? Should I be engaging in conversation about money or taking the keys away or anything like that? So we have to lean in to some conversations that we generally don't want to have because there's now this role reversal.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. The parent becomes the child and the child becomes the parent, and that's difficult on both sides. And one of the things that I'm an attorney. My job is to just facilitate these conversations, right? Attorneys don't have to be scary. You can come to our office, and we're just gonna sit down and engage, walking through what should we be talking about. And a big part of it is finances.
Oftentimes, children may notice that their parents aren't taking care of those tasks that are necessities for living.
Yeah, what we see is a parent starting to become overwhelmed with little things like scheduling doctor's appointments and paying bills, sending out checks, going to the grocery store. And they're reluctant to talk to their children because they don't want to be a burden for these children. And the reality is it leaves some anxiety, some anxious feelings in the air on the part of both parent and child. And what we've found is when you start to actually engage in these conversations, things come out that you weren't aware of, and everybody starts to feel better. There's actually a way forward.
This is obviously a tough topic in families. What do you want people to take away from this?
Well, a big part of it for us is don't shy away from the conversation, right? Just because it's hard. The most difficult conversations need to be had, because then you can move out to the other end and know what to do, have a plan of action, and literally be on the same team. I think that's a big thing that we see is parents and kids feel like they're on different sides here. But no, at the end of the day, they're on the same team, and when they actually share information and work together, the relationship's improved, and we can actually, I guess, stave off problems. One of the things that we see often is if dementia starts to set in, we're getting pretty close to that time where it's probably too late. Legal documents have to be put in place before dementia sets in. Otherwise, you lack the legal capacity to sign a document, a trust, a power of attorney, a will. So you gotta have these conversations before that happens.
While we're on the topic of holidays, is there anything that you've seen as parents and grandparents and families grow?
Sure. One interesting phenomenon we've started to see is grandparents starting to urge their children who have younger children to get an estate plan done. Right? If you think about it, if you're the grandparent, your favorite people on the planet are your kids and your grandkids, right? And oftentimes what we find is for children, there's a reluctance to get some good planning done. So a will, naming a guardian for minor children, making sure that this money that you leave behind for your kids, if you have an untimely death, right? It can happen, is protected for your kids. And so what we've seen is grandparents take that financial barrier out of the way, right? And say, hey, tell you what, for this year, for Christmas or for your birthday, we'll pay for an estate plan. Now, it's not an extravagant gift. It's not something maybe even the kids really want, but it's something they have to do. And we've started to see a lot more of that.
All right, well, if it is time to have those difficult conversations in your family, or you want to give that terrific gift of peace of mind, give Alice Law a call. You can see their number there on the screen, or check out their website, alicelaw.com. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Catherine.